Hey YouTube, this is The Art of Prepping. I have a 5-part series on tips when you're building a kit. I'm a kit builder. I like it. It's a hobby. It's something I find immensely interesting. Not just because of all the variables involved, but how you can customize it, how you can make it your own, in particular to meet certain needs and wants. And there's lots of kits, and that's the first thing. Part 1 here is identifying your needs and wants, which will lead into what kind of kit is going to be best suited for you. So when we talk about kits, as a prepper, they're very diverse. It's not just like first aid kits or survival kits. Preppers have hiking kits. They have car kits, bug out bag kits, just a variety of things. There's a long-term survival, short-term survival. There could be micro kits. There could be full loadout bags, for personal protection. So there's a very wide girth of options and possibilities, no doubt about it. So in this first part, it is identifying that. What is it that you're actually trying to make because of what need or want? What is that there? What is the objective and the motivation and the reasoning behind making this kit? And so it takes a few minutes, but sometimes if you don't think in your head very well like I simply just get out a piece of paper, put a line down the middle, and on the left side of the paper, I just write out the things that I need to have in the bag in terms of capability. And then things on the right-hand side, I put wants, things that would be nice to have in this pack or kit or whatever it ends up turn out to be. And and that kind of helps me organize and prioritize. So I always try to get all the needs met in the kit. And if there's any room left over or any other possibility to add more, I try to get as many of the wants fulfilled as well. So this is kind of how I go about it. This kind of leads into the next part, which we'll be talking about in part 2, which is to make a plan for building the system. Now, once again, you have to identify what you're doing this for and why to get to that plan, because you have to have foundations in anything. Just for example, let's say that you have this career that you want to begin, and you want to become, let's just say, a doctor. And it's not like you can just go to the nearest doctor's office or a hospital and just apply for the job. Especially if you have no medical training, they'll probably just ignore you or laugh at you, or they may even think there's something wrong with you, because in our culture, there's an obvious procedure, there's a process, there's a way to do that type of work, and it takes many years and lots of money. And of course, resources of all different types. So in that situation, if all you have is a high school diploma, for example, you'd probably want to go to school and work toward a pre-med degree. And then after that, you go to your medical school. And then you have your internships or practicums, whatever they call them. And then you work into becoming a doctor. It could take 6 to 8 years. It may be more if you're in a specialty. Depends on what you're doing. And the same thing is within prepping. Prepping has, even if you're not a full-on prepper, you still have kits and kit systems that give you capability to do what you're trying to do. Because you just don't go out in the woods and live for months at a time by yourself with no resources. You typically have a pack with you of some sort and a kit with you. That pack may be your kit, or you may have separate kits within the pack. But whatever it may be, you have resources. And so just like going to school and getting hands-on experience is a resource, the same thing applies within prepping within kits. And so preppers typically don't have the capability to go very long or far without their kits. Now, I'm not saying that you can't do a lot of things without physical stuff with you, especially if you have a lot of knowledge and skills that can really brace the gap. It can really fill in the voids when you don't have tangible stuff. But in some environments, the resources, I should say, in those environments are so utterly limited that you actually have to bring things with you. And so some resources like mine, there's a lot of resources that you could pull from, if you didn't have some things with you, or very little. But in various parts of the world, you really do need to bring some things with you if you're going to have the best chances of getting along and surviving or, thriving in that area. So this is part 1. Stay tuned to part 2 of how to make a plan to build the kit system. Thanks for watching.